Guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to do the paper 1 of May-June 2011. So let's move on to question number 1. So here we have 12 plus 6 divided by 2 minus 8. So we have to follow the rules of BODMAS when we have many operations in one line. So we have to first do division. So 6 divided by 2 will be 3. Then we do subtraction, so 3 minus 8 will be minus 5, and then 12 minus 5 will be 7. So answer part 1 will be 7. Moving on to part B, evaluate 2.6 times 0.2. So the first thing that I do is I take out the decimal, just do 26 times 2. What do you get? You get 52. And then you go back, you count the decimal place here, we have 1, and here we have 1. So in total, we have 2 decimal places, so we have to move 1, 2. So your answer becomes 0.52. Part 2. It is given that 1 over 5 is less than n, less than 1/4. Write down a decimal value of n that satisfies this inequality. So if you want to write a decimal value, so the first thing I will do is try to convert this to a decimal and this to a decimal. So 1 over 5, as you can see, we can times 20 here, times 20 here as well, we get 20 over 100, which is 0.2. And here for 1 over 4, we can times 25, and times 25 as well, we get 25 over 100, which will be 0.25. Okay, so the next step will be just replace those in the inequality. We get 0.20 is less than n, less than 0.25. So now it's really easy to find something in between. We can just write 0.21, for example. Part B, express this as a percentage. So how do you do this? Is pretty easy. So we do 48 over 60. We just have to multiply by 100 to express this as a percentage. So we cut, and then we can divide by 3. So 3 will be 2 here, be 1. 16 divided by, let's do this. By 2 we'll get 1. Let's do 8. So 8 times 10 will be 80. So your answer will be 80% for part B. Okay, so now let's move on to question number 3. So this one is a subtraction of fractions. So the first thing we notice here is that the base are different. So what do? We need to find a common base. And how do we find this? So we take 3 times 8, and then we cross multiply. We have 2 times 8 minus 3 times 3. So 2 times 8 will be 16 minus 9 divided by 24. 16 minus 9 will be what? It will be 7 divided by 24. And that'll be your answer for part A, 27 over 24. Now part B, evaluate this multiplication of two fractions. So you can see here that we have a mixed number, so we have to expand this to look like this. So we have to do 1 times 4 plus 3. That will be 7 over 4. Now we can times 2 over 9. So we see 2 here, 1, that will be 2. So 7 times 1 will be 7. 2 times 9 will be 18. So your answer for part B will be 7 over 18. Question number 4, solve this inequality. So we have to solve for y. So we have to send this over here. We get 5y minus 3y bigger than 12 plus 3. 5y minus 3y will be 2y bigger than 15. Y will be bigger than 15 divided by 2. This will be your answer. So you can also write this as bigger than 7.5, or you can write y bigger than 7.5. Same thing. So this will be the answer of question part 1. So now part B, write down all the integers that satisfy the inequality, this and this. So what are integers? Integers are just whole numbers. It can be negative, so negative. It can be positive as well, so 0, 1, 2. These counting numbers basically. So now let's solve this. So we have to get x, so we divide everywhere by 3. So minus 6 divided by 3 will be minus 2, and 3 divided by 3 will be x less than 2. So as you can see here, we have an equal sign. It means that x is between minus 2 minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So here we don't have equal sign, so we don't take 2, and the rest will be answers of part B, which is minus 2, minus 1, 0, and 1. Okay, so now let's move on to question number 5. We have two vectors, C and D. Part A, let's do 2C minus D. So 2 times C, so 2C is this vector, minus D will be 8 minus 6. So 2 times 3 will be what? 2 times 3 will be 6, 2 times 2 will be 4, minus 8 minus 6. So now one by one, 6 minus 8 will be minus 2, 4 minus 6 will be 10. So your answer for part A will be minus 2, 10. Part B, we have to find the length of the magnitude of vector D. So D is this. So if you want to find D, you just have to do square root and 8 square plus minus 6 square. Simplify, we have 64 plus 36, that will be 100, which will be 10. So your answer will be 10 units for part B. Okay, so now let's go to question number 6. So we have ABC. ABC is a right angle triangle with AB equal to 6, that is 6, and BC equal to 9. A semicircle of diameter 6 is joined to the triangle along AB, as you can see. So now find an expression in terms of A plus B pi for the total area of the shape. So as you can see, this shape is area of a semicircle plus area of a triangle. So how do you find the area of a triangle? So we all know is half times base times height. So let's simplify that. 9 times 3 will be 27, that is for the triangle. Now for the circle, we know that area of a full circle is pi r square. So what's going to be for a semicircle? It will be pi r square divided by 2, right? So now the radius, so we know that diameter is 6, which means the radius will be 6 divided by 2, 3. So replace back in the fraction, so we get pi 3 square divided by 2, that will be 9 pi over 2. So area of the shape will become 27, which is area of triangle, plus 9 pi over 2, which will be the area of the shape. This is question number 6. So now we move on to question number 7. Part A, the ratio of boys to girls in a class is 4 to 5. So boys to girls. What fraction of the class are boys? So boys will be 4 over 9, because 4 plus 5 will be 9. So in total we have 9 shares. 4 shares are boys, so that is a fraction who are boys. Okay, so part B, the ratio of boys to girls in a school is 3 to 4. So boys to girls is 3 to 4. There are 120 more girls than boys. So what does this mean? 120 more, it means that, as you can see, the difference between them is only 1. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So 1 share means 120. How many students are in the school? So in total we have 7 shares. So 1 share is 120. 7 share will be 120 times 7. That will be 0. And then 7 times 2 will be 14. 8, right? So this will be your answer, which is 840 students in the school. Question part 8. Y is directly proportional to the square of x. So square of x is x squared. So we have y is directly proportional to the square of x. So we know that we can change this to equal to, then we have to add a constant times x squared. So now we have to use this to find the value of k. So it says y equal to 2 when x equal to 4. So we replace that back in. We have 2 equal to k. So k equal to 2 divided by 16, which is 1, 8. So k is 1 over 8. Okay. So now the new equation will be x equal to 1 over 8 x squared. So find the value of y when x equal to 10. Y 1 over 8, 10. So 100 divided by 8, that will be, let's divide by 4, we can do that. I'll get 2, and we get 25. So 25 over 2, that will be 12.5. So your answer part 8 will be 12.5 for the value of y. So now moving on to question number 9. It says the region, the shaded region on the diagram is represented by 3 inequalities. As you can see, the region is enclosed by these 3 lines. So here we see that this line, we know where it is. It is line y equal to 3, right? And it says one of these inequalities is this line. So we observe, you see, the gradient is positive. It means the line is going up. So by knowing this, we know that this line is the line y bigger than 3x minus 2. So the last line we need to know is this line. What is the equation of this line? So what we can do is find 2 points on the line. So we see this line passes through 0, 0 and passes through minus 2, 1. So it passes through 0, 0 and 1 minus 2. So let's find the gradient. So we know, let's call this x1, y1, x2, y2. The gradient will be, we know we take y2 minus y1, so minus 2 minus 0 divided by x2 minus x1. That will be minus 2. And then equation of line will be y over x. Why is that? Because usually we do y minus 0 divided by x minus 0. So that's why we get that. Equal to minus 2 divided by 1. We have y equal to minus 2x. So the third equation will be y equal to minus 2x. So question is, write down the other 2 inequalities. So for this one, as you can see, it is below the line. So it means that y needs to be less or equal to 3. And for the other one, as you can see, for this line, it is above the line. So for this one, it will be y needs to be bigger or equal to minus 2x. And that is your answer for question number 9. So now moving on to question number 10. It says these 2 cylinders are similar. That is very important here. Similar. The ratios of their volumes is 8 to 27. That's the ratio of their volumes. So let's write this down here. Volume. And we have A and B. The ratio is 8 to 27. So now the question we ask ourselves, what is the unit of volume? It is centimeter cube. You agree, right? So now it says the height of the cylinder of A is 12 centimeter. So the height, so let's write this down somewhere. Height of A is 12. Okay, now let's find the height of B from this information. So height, let's find the ratio of the height. So the ratio of the volume is 8 to 27 and the unit is centimeter cube. What is the unit of height? Height is only centimeter. How do we change cube to centimeter? We must apply cube root. So we have to do cube root on both sides to find centimeter. So that will become 2 and this will become 3. So it means the ratio of the height is 2 to 3. So we know that the height of A is 12, which is 12. What is the height of B? Let's call it x. So we have to do a ratio and find this. So 2 is 12. 3 will be what? 12 divided by 2 times 3, which is 18. So your answer will be 18 centimeters for part number 10. Number 11. So here we have ABCD is a trapezium with AB equal to 21 and CD equal to 35. So these 2 sides are parallel to each other, and we have angle ABC and BCD. So BCD and ABC are right angle 90 degrees, and we have ADC as theta. So now we have to use as much information from the table to find the side AD. We have to find this side AD. So the first thing we can do is we can move this line, shift this line to here. If that makes sense. So here we will have, as you can see, here we will have a triangle, which is also a right angle because of this. And if we know this is 21 and this is 35, so this will be 35 minus 21. This will be 14. And we need to find the side of 80. Let's call this x. So here we have to use the rule of SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. As you can see, we have to use this trig to find the side 80. So we are given this side. So what is this side? This is the adjacent side. So where do we have a? We have a here and a here. So here we cannot use this one. And we are looking for the side of 80, which is h. So h, so it will have to use to be cos. So in this case, it means that cos of this angle will be adjacent side 14 over x. So from observation on the table here, you can see that we have cos theta. Cos theta is equal to 7 over 25. So we just have to equate cos theta is equal to cos theta, which means 14 over x is equal to 7 over 25. So what is the value of x? X will be 14 times 25 divided by 7. So cut 1, 2. 2 times 25 will be 50. So your answer here will be 50 centimeters for the side 80. And that is question number 11. Moving on to question number 12. On the Venn diagram, shade the set A intersection of B intersection of outside of C. So A intersection B is what? Is this. Now intersection outside of C will be this. So that will be your answer for part A. Now part B, we have the universal set is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. Now we have P is a prime factor. So let's list the elements of P. So P is prime. It will be 2, 3, 5, 7. Anything else? No, that's it for P. And then Q will be any number bigger or equal to 5. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is the set Q. Part 1. Find the value of number of P intersection Q. So what is inside P intersection Q? So let's find out. So what is the same? So we have 1 and 2. So we have 5 and 7. So your answer here will be the number, which is 1, 2. 2 will be part 1. So now list the elements of P union Q dash. So let's find what is Q dash. Q dash is everything which is outside of Q. That will be numbers less than 5, which will be 2, 3, and 4. So now we have to take P and union with this. So let's do that. P union Q dash will get you 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So this is your answer for part 2. Moving on to question 13. Here we have part A. The mass of 1 grain of rice is this much. Write this number in standard form. So we have to move decimal place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 places, 2.0 times 10 power of minus 5. Part B. The table shows the amount of rice grown in some countries in 2002. Okay. Write these amount in order of smallest first to highest last. So which one is the smallest? Let's find out. So we have 7 power 6. Power 6 will be the smallest number from the list. So we'll begin with 7.6 times 10 power 6. The next one will be power 7. So 2.1 times 10 power 7. And then we have 8.0 times 10 power 7. And the last one will be 1.2 times 10 power 8. Now part 1. Calculate the difference in the amount of rice grown in Brazil and Vietnam. Give your answer. So Brazil is 7.6 times 10 power 6. Difference Vietnam. Let's do Vietnam first because we can see Vietnam has more, so we can minus them properly. So here we have power 7, power 6, not the same, so we cannot divide directly. What I cannot do is I will send 1 0 here. That'll become 21 times 10 power 6 minus 7.6 times 10 power 6. Okay, so what is 21 minus 7.6? That will be 0, 10, that will be 4, that will be 3. So that will be 3.4, sorry, that'll be 1. 13.4 times 10 power 6. So now you have to, where's the part? Some countries in tons. Okay, so your answer is already in tons, as you can see, tons. So that will be fine. So your answer will be 1.34 times 10 power of 7 tons. I was just checking if my amount here was in tons already. That's why we need to make sure that we have the correct unit as well for the answer. So now moving on to question number 14. Express this number as a product of its prime factors. So pretty easy. So 108. Let's do divide by 2. We get 54. Divide by 2. We have 27. Divide by 3. 9 and 3. 3. So 108 will be 2 power 2 times 3 power 3. That is your answer for part A. Part B. Written as product of their prime factors, we have n equal to this number and 500 equal to this number. Okay. The highest common factor of n and 500 is this. Okay. And the lowest common multiple of n and 500 is this. Okay. Find the values of p, q, and r. So from this I observed that the p is 3, r is 1. And then this will be from this. So it means that q will be 2. So your answer will be p will be 3, q will be 2, and r will be 1. Sorry, q will be 2. So you have to observe the powers of these numbers and find the powers of this one. Pretty easy. Moving on to question number 15. Factorize completely 9pq minus 12q squared. So 3 is common and q is common. We have 3p minus 4q. And that is your answer for part A. Part B. What can we do here? Okay, so we do see this and this are the same. So we'll take it on one side. 8px plus 4py. Then we just put plus, and then the rest will be minus 6x minus 3y. So what is common with those two? We have 4 and p is common, so we take those out. We have 2x plus y remaining. Now plus, so what is common with those two? Minus is common and 3 is common, so we have 2x plus y remaining. So now plus minus becomes minus. So now we have these two are the same, so we take it out. We have 2x plus y bracket 4p minus 3, and that is your answer for part B of question 15. Moving on to question number 16. This one is the scale drawing shows 3 towns A, B, and C. So we have A, B, and C, 3 towns. The scale of the drawing is 1 centimeter to 25 kilometers. So the scale is 1 centimeter to 25 kilometers. Very important here. Part A, measure the bearing of A from C. So we have to measure this angle. So you have to use your protractor for that. So you go on this side, on the point C, and then you have to measure the angle. So here will be about 50, I'll get 57. So my answer will be 57. If you get 58 or 56, that is okay as well. It's not a problem. Part B, find the bearing of C from A. So find the bearing of C from A. So usually I would try to draw a line, the north line, just to know what I'm looking for. So that's the north line, right? So the bearing of C from A is this angle, as you can see. So we know this one from part A is 57. And if these two lines are in the same direction, this equal to this. We know this is 180. So the bearing of C from A will be 180 plus 57. So 180 plus 57, that will be 7, 3, 1, 2. 237 degrees. Part A, find the actual distance in kilometers from B to C. So we have to measure that using a ruler. So B to C, what do I have here? So here we go, and I have 9.5 centimeters. So we have to use a scale here. So 9.5 centimeters is equal to how many kilometers? So we have to multiply by 25 to find the answer. So 25 times 9.5, what do we have? 25, 12, 0. 18 plus 4 is 22. That will be 5732. Your answer is 237.5 kilometers. And that is question number 16. So now let's move on to question number 17. The table shows the height in meters above sea level of the highest and lowest points in some continents. A negative value indicates a point below sea level. Okay. What is the height above sea level of the highest point in Africa? Give your answers in kilometers. So highest point in Africa. So Africa is shown to be 5963 meters. So we know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So how much is that in kilometers? We have to divide by 1000. We will get 5.963. So 5.963. That will be answer part A. In South America, how much higher is the highest point than the lowest point? So we have to do the difference in South America. So as you can see, the highest point is 6959. We have to do minus 40. So minus become plus. So 6959 plus 40, what do you get? You get 6999. So you have to give your answers in meters. So that is in meters. So your answer will be 6999. Now part C, how much higher is the lower point of Europe than the lowest point in Asia? So let's find the lowest point in Europe. As you can see on the graph, the lowest point is minus 28. And what is the lowest point in Asia? It shows to be minus 409. So we have to find how much higher. We have to do minus 28 minus 403. Sorry, 409. So minus become plus. So 409 minus 28, we have 138. So 381 meters. Part C is 381 meters. And that is question number 17. So now we try to do question 18. It says the diagram below shows the quadrilateral PQRS. So we have PQRS. On the diagram, construct the bisector of SPQ, of the angle SPQ, of this angle. So how do we do that? So we have to use our compass to construct the bisector of that angle. So the first thing we have to do is to try to cut our lines PQ and PS. So let's measure length using your compass. Go to point P and cut the line PS and the line PQ. And then go back to the point of intersection and cut the shape inside and go to this line, do the same thing and cut the first arc. So now we have a point of intersection. So by joining those two, this point and point P, we form the answer for part 1, which is the bisector of angle P. So let's do that. So join this point to this point. Here you go. That's your answer for part 1. Now part 2, find the perpendicular bisector of QR. So QR is the line, so we have to find the bisector of QR. So let's do that. Same thing, we have to use a compass and make sure that this time your length is more than halfway of the line QR. So you go to point Q, you draw an arc on both sides, and then go to with the same length, go to point R and draw an arc to intersect the first arc. As you can see, we have 2 points here as well, so if we join them together, it will form the bisector of line QR. So this one is a perpendicular bisector. It means that it cuts it exactly halfway at 90 degrees at this point. Okay, so now we say question number part B. On the diagram, shade the region inside this shape containing the points that are closer to PQ than to PS. That's the first condition. Closer to PQ, so we have PS on this side and PQ on this side. So closer to PQ will be on this side. That's the first condition. And then we have to find nearer to Q than to R. So Q is here, R is here, so we have to be on this side. So the region will be this region. As you can see, this whole region will represent the points as required by question part B. And that is question number 18. It was a locus question. It was pretty easy. It's only for 3 marks. Question part A for 19, express this number correct to 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places will be here. So we have to ask ourselves if this number is bigger or equal to 5. If the answer is yes, we have to add 1 to the first number. So 0.04 plus 1, sorry, this plus 1 will be 0.05. So the answer will be 0.05. Part B, estimate the value of this, giving your answers correct to 2 significant figures. So the way you do this is you have to find a square number close to 200. So what square number you know is close to 200? So I know that I can try to find. I know that we have 12 times 12, that will be 144, not enough. 13 times 13, that will be 169. How about 14 times 14? That will be, let's try this out. I think it's 196, but let's verify. So 14 times 14. So what do we have? 4 times 4 will be 16. 1 times 4, 5. 0, 4, 1. Yep, 196. And the last one will be, let's try 15 times 15. That will be 225. So as you can see, the closest one will be this one. So we would say that 200 is close enough to 196. Thus, square root of 200 will be almost the same as square root of 196. So now correct to 2SF, your answer will be 14. So answer part A will be 14 for part B. Now question number C, part C. By writing each number correct to 1SF, one significant figure, estimate the value of this fraction. So here we observe we have one number, 2 numbers. So at first we just forget the square for now, and then we have 3 numbers, 0.763. So we have to rewrite them as 1SF. So leave the first one alone. We ask ourselves if this is bigger than 5. No, it is not. So we do this and the rest becomes 0. So same thing here. This one is bigger than 5, so we have to add 1, becomes 2 point. The rest becomes 0. And same thing here as well. This one is bigger than 5, so we add 1 and the rest becomes 0. Now let's replace this back in the equation. We have 200 times 2 power 2 divided by 0.8. That will be 200 times 2 times 2 divided by 0.8. So divide by 2, we have 1, we have 0.4. Divide by 2, we have 1, we have 0.2. Divide by 2, we have 100, 0.1. If you move 1 decimal place, you have to add 1 0. So your answer will be 1000 for part C. 1000 will be an estimation for this fraction. And that is question number 19. Question number 20. The table shows the distribution of the number of complete lengths swum by a group of swimmers. So the lengths have groups. As you can see, we have 4 groups here and the frequency here. Part A, find the model class. So the model class has the most frequencies. So where do you see the most frequencies? It's here. Class will be 20 less than n less equal to 40. Part B, calculate an estimate for the mean. So when we have group classes and if you want to find the mean, you have to use the midpoints. So what is the midpoint of these two? So 0 plus 20 divided by 2 will be 10. Midpoint of this will be 30. Midpoint of this will be 50. Midpoint will be 70. So now to find the mean, we have to find the sum, divide by, let's add all the swimmers together. So we get 5 plus 10, 15 plus 5, 20, 20, 40. So we have 40 swimmers in total. So we have to divide by 40. So what is the sum? Sum will be this times this. So 10 times 5 will be 50, plus 30 times 20, that will be 600, plus 500, plus 350 divided by 40. So let's do the math here. That will be 50 plus 350 will be 400. 400 plus 600 will be 1000. 1000 plus 500, that will be 1500 divided by 40. So 0 divided by 4. Let's try that. We will get 3 and remaining 3 as well. And we will have, so 4 times 7. So we have 0.0. So that will come to 2 and then 5. So 37.5 will be an estimate for the value of mean. That is part B. 37.5, that is length. So 21, we have part A, evaluate this fraction. As you can see, the power here is negative, so the first thing we need to do is to convert this to positive. So we flip the inside upside down, we get 4 over 1, and this becomes positive. So 4 power 2 divided by 1 power 2, that will be 16 divided by 1, 16. So now for part B, we have 64 power of 2 over 3. So let's find out what is 64. Very important here. So 64 divided by, this will divide by 2. We have 32. Divided by 2, we have 16. Divided by 2, we have 8. And 2, 4, 2, 2. So 64 is equal to 2 power 6. Replace this back in the equation. We have 2 power 6 times power of 2 over 3. That will become 2, 6 times 2 over 3. Simplify, we have 3, 2 becomes 2 power 2, which is 4. That is your answer for part B. Now part C. Here we have this fraction. We can simplify first. As you can see, we have x squared here and x power 4. So 2 remaining. X, y, 8 remaining. So we have 4y8 divided by x power 2, and that's it. So now will be half. So we know that 4 is equal to 2 power 2. So let's simplify this. We get 2 power 2 y power 8 divided by x power 2. Half, that will become 2y power 4 x. So that is your answer for part C. Number 22, points A, B, C, and D lie on the circumference of a circle center O. So points A, B, C, and D lie on the circle center O. We have AB, which is AB equal to CD. So these are two the same. So now the question we have is, so also we have AC equals and BD intersect at this point. Okay. So part A, calculate the angle BOC. So where is BOC? BOC. We have to find this angle. So we observe that OC is equal to OB because they are both radius, right? So this will be equal to this, which is 20. So this will be 180 minus 40. That will be 140. So this angle here is 140. So angle BOC is 140 degrees. Now we have CAB. So CAB will be this angle. So here we have to use a rule saying that angle at center is twice the angle at circumference, which means angle at circumference is half the angle at center. So it will be 140 divided by 2, that will be 70 degrees for the angle here. That was part A and B. Now part C. Show that triangles AEB and DEC are congruent. Congruent means same. So let's look at those two triangles. AEB is this one, AEB, so this triangle. And also we have DEC, which is this one, DEC. So if this angle is 70, by this rule, we have this as 70 as well. So now we must observe that these two angles, they are opposite, which means this angle is equal to this angle. Let's call it x is equal to x here as well. So if we know two angles of a triangle, we know that this angle is 180 minus this two. Let's call it y, and this will be the same as well as y. So let's write a note here. Y is just equal to 180 minus 70 and minus x. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So one way to prove that two triangles are similar, we can prove that the side between two angles, ASA, the side between two angles, so we have two angles which are the same, and the side in between are the same as well. So here we observe that side AB is equal to side DC. It is given to us, and then the angle on the side is 70, 70, y and y. So let's write this down here. So your answer will be the side AB equal to DC. This is given to us, given by question. Now we say that the angle BAC is equal to angle CDE. Sorry, actually this was not C. I mistake this one. Angle BAE. So BAE is equal to angle CDE. So CDE. Why? Because angle on the same arc are equal. That's the reason why. And the last reason is angle Y is this. So same reason why. Angle A, so angle ABE, which is Y, ABE is equal to angle DCE. So DCE. So same reason why again, angle on the same arc are equal. So by this we prove ASA, which is the side in between the two equal angles are the same. So triangles AEB and triangle DEC are congruent. So that is your answer for part C. That was question number 22. Question number 23, part A. Imran is paid $16 per hour, which is $16 an hour. 1 week he works 35 hours. Find the amount he is paid for the week. So we have to do 35 times 16. So 5 times 6 will be 30. 3 times 6 will be 18 plus 3. That will be 21. 0, 5, and 3. That will be 0, 6, and 5. So he is paid $560 for the week. Now part 2. Imran is paid 20% extra per hour for working at weekends. So what is the pay for 20% extra? That will become 1.2 times 16. So let's do that. What do we get? 16 times 1.2, that will be 6 times 2 will be 12. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Cut. 0. 6, 1. That will be 2. 9, 1. So the new pay will be $19.02 per hour. So work out the total amount Imran is paid for working 4 hours at the weekend. So 4 hours times 4 hours. What do we have? So 2 times 4 will be 8. 36. 7. So one decimal place will be here. That will be 76.8 for the overtime amount. So work out the total amount Imran is paid for working 4 hours at the weekend. Okay, I see. So you have to actually add this to this because it's asking for the total amount, not just the overtime. So you have to add this to 560. That will be 76.8. We will have 8, 6, 3, and 6. So the answer will become this for the total amount he's paid if he works for 4 hours on the weekend. So now question part B. The exchange rate between pounds and dollars is this. So 1 pound is equal to $180. Anna convert 270 in pounds. Calculate the number of pounds Anna receives. Okay, so let's do that. So we know that $1.8 is 1 pound. So how much is $270 into pound? It will become 1 over 1.8 times 270. So we can move 2 decimal place here. We have to add 2 zeros here. We get 100 times 270 divided by 180. So 0, 0 divided by 9. We have 3, 2, and we have 1, 1.5. So 1.5 times 100, that will become 150. So the answer will become 150 pound she will receive if she changes to $70. So that was question 23. Moving on to question 24. P is a point, minus 2, 1. Q is a point, 3, 7. So we have 2 points, P and Q. M is the midpoint of PQ. Find the coordinates of M. So we have to use a formula actually. So we call this x1, y1. This one is x2, y2. So the midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2. So minus 2 plus 3 become 1. Divided by 2. 1 plus 7, 8 divided by 2 will be 4. Your answer is half and 4. Part B, find the gradient of the line PQ. So we have to use a formula again. Gradient will be equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So what is y2? y2 is 7 minus y1, which is 1. So 7 minus 1 will be 6 divided by x2 minus x1. So 3 minus 2 will become 5. So the answer is 6 over 5 for the gradient of the line PQ. So now part C, the line with the equation 2y plus 3x plus k passes through the point P. Find the value of k. So what is P? P is the point, minus 2, 1. We know this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. So we just have to replace this back in the equation to find the value of k. So 2 times y plus 3 times x plus k equal to 0. So 2 plus minus 6 plus k equal to 0. So 2 minus 6 will be minus 4 plus k equal to 0. So k will be 4. Your answer is 4. Now part 2, find the gradient of this line. This is very easy. So we have to rearrange the line. So 2y plus 3x plus k equal to 0. So we have to rearrange the line in the form of y equal to mx plus c. So we have to make y the subject of formula. So 2y will be equal to minus 3x minus 4. So y will be minus 3 over 2 divided by 2. So the gradient will be the value here, which is minus 3 over 2. And that is question number 24. Number 25, part A, solve this equation. So let's expand the bracket first. We get 10 minus 6x plus 3 equal to 3x plus 1. So bring x, let's bring this x over here and bring the constant over there. So we get 10 plus 3 minus 1 equal to 3x plus 6x. So now we have 13 minus 1 will be 12 equal to 9x. So x will be 12 divided by 9. That will be 4 over 3. So 4 over 3 will be your answer for part A. Now part B, solve this equation. So here I would like to use, we can use two methods. The first one is elimination method and the other one will be substitution method. So in this case I will use substitution because I see that we have 2x minus 5y equal to 25. So 2x will be 25 plus 5y. So that is 2x for me. I see that 4x plus 3y equal to 11. So what is 4x? 4x is actually 2 times 2x, right? So as you can see, I know 2x is equal to this. So replace 2x to 25 plus 5y equal to plus 3y equal to 11. Let's simplify. We have 50 plus 10y plus 3y equal to 11. So 13y equal to 11 minus 50. So 13y equal to minus 39. So y will be minus 3. So now let's replace this in the value here. So 2x will be 25 plus 5 power minus times minus 3. That will be 25 minus 15. That will be 10. So 2x is 10. X will be 10 divided by 2. That will be 5. So your answer will be 5 and minus 3. So that was the question number 25. This is the last question of the paper, question number 26. The diagram shows a rectangle with length of 2x plus 3 and width of x minus 1. Part A, the area of the rectangle is 12 centimeters square. Form an equation in x and show that it reduces to this. So the area is equal to 12 centimeters square. How do you find the area of a rectangle? It's length times width, which is 2x plus 3 times x minus 1 equal to 12. So that will be 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3 will be equal to 12. So now we have 2x squared. Simplify these two. Minus 2 plus 3 will be plus x minus 3. Bring this over here. We have minus 12. So the last line will be 2x squared plus x minus 15 equal to 0. So shown as required. Same, great. Moving on to part B, we have to solve this equation. So let's try to factorize this. We have 2x squared. So if you have x squared, we have two brackets. So 2x is equal to, 2x squared is equal to 2x times x. Now for 15, as you can see, we have different options. It has 1 times 15. We have 3 times 15. So the main question here is how can we obtain plus x from this fraction here. So as you can see here, we have so that's 3 times 5. So we can use this to find plus 1. So the only way we can do is 2 times 3. So plus 3 minus 5. So that will be how you can factorize this equation into that. So solve this. So 2x minus 5 will be 0. X will be 5 divided by 2. And x plus 3 will be 0. X will be minus 3. So minus 3, 5 over 2. And the last question will be, find the perimeter of the rectangle. So we know the value of x can be, let's try it out. So the side can only be positive, so x can only be a positive value, right? So 5 over 2. So let's do the replacement and find out. So this will become 5 over 2 minus 1 will be 1.5. And here we have 2 times 5 over 2 will be 5 plus 3 will be 8. So this will be 8. This will be 1.5, 8, 1.5. So how do you find the perimeter? You have to add everything around. So 8 plus, so let's do 1.5 plus 1.5 will be 3. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 3 will be 19. So your answer will be 19 centimeter for part C. So that was the last question of this paper. And if you guys have any requests or comments or questions, please leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.